Hey there, welcome back to my channel. It's Abby. If you're new to my channel or visiting me for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. So in this video, I want to share with you some of the must-have Afro-Japandi interior design pieces you should be looking to get first if you are ready to embark on styling your space in a Afro-Japandi interior design style. I've touched on how to make sure that you are thinking about your mood board, your color board, textures, tones, depending if you like neutral tones and a little bit of bright or no bright colors and you just want more neutral, or you're trying to embrace more bright colors and you want to figure out the best way to incorporate the bright colors that work for you into the neutral elements of the Japandi side of Afro-Japandi. So make sure you check out episodes 1 and 2. Episode 1 will give you a general overview of what Afro-Japandi interior design style is and the elements that make up this style. Episode 2 includes how you should create your mood or vision board in terms of color palette, so you understand what tones, textures, and bright colors specifically you want to incorporate in your overall Afro-Japandi interior design style. Super important. 2 videos you definitely should be watching before you jump into this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about 10 essential interior design items that you want to start with first when you're looking to start to update, revamp, or change your space in a more Afro-Japandi interior design style. I want to make sure that everything that I'm sharing is pretty budget friendly, okay? So the first item that we're going to cover is natural fibered rugs. So think jute or sisal textured rugs that really add both texture, character, and warmth to your space. So you may be wondering, why does jute or sisal rug align with the Afro-Japandi interior design style? Well, these rugs embody a lot of the characteristics that I mentioned in episode 1 and 2. When we talk about textures as it relates to jute rugs and the Afro-Japandi interior design style, these rugs add a beautiful natural texture to your space, and they also bring in a certain level of depth and visual interest due to the texture. And then, of course, jute rugs have a certain element of warmth, which really provides a cozy and inviting feeling into the space, especially during the cooler months. And the other thing that I really like about jute or sisal rugs is the versatility. They come in a variety of style, from flat to woven to braided, and really can fit into various design styles and aesthetics. Of course, one of those being Afro-Japandi. So again, if your style is currently Afro-Japandi and you want to switch it up or change it up at some point, jute or sisal rugs are definitely versatile enough to evolve as your interior design style evolves as well. Okay, so let's move on to vases. So personally for me, when I talk about vases, I'm particularly drawn to wabi-sabi style vases. And these types of vases are imperfect with unique characteristics. So you can see that reflected in some of the vases that I have on screen. A lot of the vases that you see personally in my space are simple, but yet intricate. They have texture, they have character. They're a little bit odd, and you're not going to see them sort of everywhere. And that is what I really love about bringing in Afro-Japandi, wabi-sabi-esque type vases into your space. They can be a conversational piece. They add depth, warmth, character, and it's really important to understand that part of the Afro-Japandi design characteristic and style is to embrace imperfection. And wabi-sabi style vases that are imperfect but yet unique is all part of the overall Afro-Japandi interior design style aesthetics. So you've seen some of the vases that I have in my home, but what should you be looking for? Well, it depends on really what you're most drawn to. But overall, some vases that you may want to consider include the following characteristics. So if you're going for a vase that has that wabi-sabi or that Afro-Japandi interior design element, then you're going to want to look for vases that are simple. You're also going to want to look for vases that are a bit imperfect. You also want to be looking at vases that have really unique shapes as well. Look for vases that have a more organic, asymmetrical, or odd shape overall to them. And make sure you're also looking for texture, texture, texture. And I also want to make sure that it's really clear that the vases that you're looking at will have more of that earthy tone to them. Choose the vases that have that neutral color. So think your browns, your grays, your beiges, and your whites. The thing is that these imperfect characteristics adds interest, authenticity, and character to the vases that you ultimately bring into your home. And again, all aligns with the Afro-Japandi interior design style. All right, so let's move on to the next item, which are wooden trays. As I mentioned in prior videos, wood is an essential element and characteristic of the Afro-Japandi interior design style. So when it comes to wooden trays, they play a very important role overall, but specifically, wooden trays embody the Japanese concept of mottainai, which emphasizes minimizing waste and maximizing the use of resources. Wooden trays are both stylish and functional. They're great for organizing, to corral small items on your coffee table, and things like remote controls, candles, books. You can also use wooden trays beyond the living room space. You can put them in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your bathroom. They're a great place for phone, keys, jewelry, and even sunglasses. So again, incorporating a wooden tray into your overall Afro-Japandi interior design style isn't an arbitrary thing. It's a very important interior design choice and element and item that adds a touch of natural beauty. It enhances and can be used for organization, and of course creates that stylish and focal point that aligns overall with the Afro-Japandi interior design style. Another element that you should definitely be looking to incorporate into your space that's both stylish and functional are rattan baskets. So basically they function as a storage and a decorative item, and that is definitely a win-win. So when it comes to your rattan baskets, you can use them to store things like blankets, pillows, even books, or possibly even toys, of course, if you have children, and so much more. They're great to place and use in multiple areas in your home, like the doorway or entryway, bedroom or bathroom. So again, rattan baskets are multifunctioning and multi-use. All right, so the next item on the list that you should definitely be incorporating into your space if you are ready to embrace Afro-Japandi interior design style is houseplants. I know that may seem like an odd one, but remember I talked about this earlier, where greenery, which I personally like to bring in through whether it's real or faux houseplants are a fundamental element in the overall Afro-Japandi interior design style. They bring in the beauty of nature indoors, and they also help to foster a sense of harmony in your space. Also, when you decide to incorporate real houseplants into your space over faux houseplants, it does require a certain sense of mindfulness, being present to make sure that you're taking care of your houseplants so that they are thriving and really, again, bringing in that harmonious element. So to help you even further, let's talk about some low maintenance real houseplants that you may want to consider. The first one is snake plant. Now I know for some people, depending on who you are, you're like, oh, that name. But yes, snake plants are great houseplants for you to incorporate into your space. They tolerate low light, infrequent watering, and various temperatures. Snake plants add versatility and even a sculptural element because they have this uniqueness and oddity in the way that the color patterns are on each stem, which is very Afro-Japandi. Another one to consider is a ZZ plant, as I like to call it. They are drought tolerant, they thrive in low light, and require minimal attention. Aesthetically, when it comes to the Afro-Japandi design style, ZZ plants offer a glossy, dark leaf that adds elegance to your space. But again, remember that overall, you still need to be mindful and present to make sure that these plants are thriving. Another plant to consider is pothos. They are adaptable in various light conditions, easy to propagate, and can be trained to climb or trail. So if you want more of a cascading look and feel in the right areas, these are ones that you can definitely consider. Pothos are great because, of course, they add that touch of greenery, and they obviously soften the look of any space. Another house plant that you should definitely be considering are succulents. Succulents require minimal watering. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes and also colors, and they definitely add a touch of sculptural interest into your space. One of the things I really love about succulents when it comes to the Afro-Japan interior design style is that it's truly an opportunity for you and me to truly embrace the beauty in the imperfection, because succulents again come in a variety of shapes, colors, and sizes. Okay, so the next item on the list are textured throw blankets. You'll notice that I didn't just say throw blankets, but I really was specific in saying textured throw blankets. Texture is a very important design element in Afro-Japandi. So adding textured throw blankets brings in that warmth and coziness to your sofa, chair, or even your bedroom. So when you're looking for textured throw blankets, here are some things to consider. Look for ones that are wool for that added warmth and also luxurious feel. You can also be looking at textured throw blankets that are cotton, because textured throw blankets are more breathable, they're lightweight, and they're also perfect for warmer climates. You may be wondering, what about linen? Well, yes, you can definitely consider textured throw blankets that are linen, as they really add a relaxed and natural feel overall. And you definitely want to be looking at texture throw blankets that are more in that knitted or even crocheted style, because these particular types of texture throw blankets offer that texture one and visual interest that's, again, really important in the overall Afro-Japandi design style aesthetic and principles. Now, the next item I'd highly recommend is abstract wall art. You want to look at abstract wall art that really aligns with that Afro-Japandi interior design style and principles. So think about bold, eccentric, asymmetrical, odd, unique Afro-Japandi wall art. Depending on your tone, textures, or even color preference, when you think about abstract wall art, you may want that neutral tone side of things, or you may want to also bring in those elements of those vibrant, bold colors that, again, can be part of the African aspect of the Afro-Japandi design style fusion. So look for wall art or prints that have that bold geometrical shapes or patterns, the vibrant colors, again, an abstract representation or even a motif that's very African inspired, like masks, animals, or even sort of a tribal art element. You can also seek out wall art that is a contemporary interpretation, traditional African art that blends that African and Japandi element together. You also want to make sure that you're also looking at wall art that can also bring in contemporary interpretations as well of the Japandi side of things. So whether it's prints, textures, geometric shapes, or motifs. Okay, the next item may seem similar to one that we talked about earlier, but this one is uniquely different. And this is colored textiles. You may recall in the earlier videos, I talked about how I incorporated color through textiles into my space. And when we're talking about colored textiles, think about your throw pillows, even things like your table runners, or it could be curtains. It could even be things like hand or dish towels. So like me, if you're doing this through pillows, think about a braided or woven pillow like I have. This helps to add not only texture, but obviously that pop of vibrant colors that is essential to the Afro-Japandi interior design style. And if you're definitely into it and would like to explore this with your curtains, you can definitely do so as well. Think about placing these curtains in a very strategic area, like maybe your dining room, or even possibly your bedroom, or even like a nook or an office space or area. If you're really adverse to adding a colored textured curtain into your space, you can still do it in a curtain, but maybe consider getting a sheer curtain that has some woven colors that's subtly done. And of course, if you want to do this with a table runner, you can do so at poignant times throughout the year, because table runners, let's say in the fall, can add that burnt orange, that maroon color pop that you may want during that time of the year. So you can be very strategic about how you incorporate this. They don't have to be like a one and done and visible throughout the year. But again, think about these elements when you're thinking about how you want to incorporate color into your home. The next Afro-Japandi inspired item that you want to incorporate into your space are ceramic bowls. So these are similar or aligned with the wabi-sabi style vases that we've talked about already, but ceramic bowls are their own design and decorative element. Ceramic bowls are great for displaying fruit, other decorative objects, and can also be used, as I mentioned earlier, for houseplants, so as a planter. So if you're looking for ceramic bowls that really align more to that earthy, neutral texture, tone, and vibe, then the tones that you're going to be looking at are your whites, your beiges, your grays, and your browns. Now, of course, you can also look for ceramic vases that have a little bit of the bolder colors. The colors you want to look for are things like terracotta, more of that burnt orange hue. Also, texture is really important. So you want to look at ones that have an even texture, maybe some gravel, uneven glazes, the imperfections, some speckle, things that really make you feel like if you run your hand across it, you're going to get a certain type of feel. It may not actually be tactile, meaning it may not have any specific feeling, but you want it to look like it does. Subtle discoloration, that might include a slight crack, odd shapes, the asymmetrical shapes, and even ones that are aligning with that wabi-sabi feel. So here's the last item on the list: minimalist pendant lights or minimalist lamps. As part of the Afro-Japandi characteristic and principle, minimalism is super important. So when we're talking about lights or lamps, you want to think clean lines with intricate and unique design elements together, but more importantly, also functionality. Lighting is an important element in the Afro-Japandi interior design style because it brings in a certain mood into your space. Lighting can help to emphasize and elevate a sense of calmness and serenity, which is essential to the Afro-Japandi design style. So when you're looking for a pendant light or even a lamp, think about ones that have clean lines, but also have an element of geometric shape, maybe in terms of the lamp shade or the pendant shade when you're picking out what resonates with you. Consider pendant lights or even lamps that have shades made out of wood, rattan, or even bamboo. Also, the examples that I personally also have in my home, the floor lamp has a very bamboo or wood-esque lampshade, and the same applies to the shades of my pendant light. Overall, incorporating minimalist pendant lights or minimalist lamps will allow you to add a touch of modern elegance. Of course, it's also functional as your lights create a scenic and stylish atmosphere that perfectly complements the Afro-Japandi design principle and style. So I've given you the 10 items and you may be wondering, where do you get started with shopping? Well, I've created a list for you, so you check down in the comment section below and it'll take you to a curated list with budget-friendly items in all of the categories I already mentioned. This is a great way to find a lot of these items in a more affordable way. It also gives you the opportunity to test things out without dropping a lot of money for that. So definitely check out your local thrift and consignment store. They'll have great wooden furniture, great ceramic pieces, and also some textiles. The other thing that you can do is also DIY projects. So look around your home, talk to your family members. If they have things that you can use and upcycle them, or do a DIY project to create something unique for yourself. Okay, that is it for this video. Now don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and hit your notification bell so that you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. So again, to get you started, I've created a list with several different items for you to consider as you kick off this journey. If you have any questions for me, don't forget to drop those down in the comment section below. Let me know your top 3 items you're considering purchasing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.